So I had a realization, right? This is what I think. This is what, after listening over to myself, you know, you get Muhammad, Moses, they get inspiration from God, they write it down. The gods are communicating with people all the fucking time. See, the films, they come from people's imagination. People's imagination are God given. Gods communicate, or spirits communicate with people. Gods communicate with everybody. People that are writing poems, people that are writing songs, they're getting that from divine source. They're getting that from divine powers. They're getting that from the gods, whatever. So to say that like Muhammad, Moses are special because they were the only people to ever talk to God and have a revelation from God is lies, because everybody can't be in connection with God. Everybody can't be in connection with this place that you're getting ideas. You're getting your imagination is feeding. Your imagination is the place where God resides, and these ideas that these people get for all these science fiction movies is just the spirit world coming into the material world. Like the spirit world is impressing upon the material world, and because these spiritual entities impress upon these people's minds, they give them gifts of perception, to understand what the spiritual world is like. That's where the Lord of the Rings come from. That's where all these films, you get all these horror films and things. Are just perception of hellish places, different kingdoms, different realms, different spiritual places. All these things. There is no science fiction. Science fiction is fact. Things are real, and things are always real. There can't ever be science fiction, because everything comes from source, center of the universe. Everything comes from somewhere. There is no made up stuff in life. There is these people that make these things like science fiction of things. I would say it's just science fiction. It's not true about spaceships, planets, and all this stuff. Star Wars or whatever. But these things, the ideas come from spiritual entities, spiritual beings. They're given to people in their imaginations. They don't. People don't just think that they were the ones that made these things, but that's what they do, right? I'm George Lucas. I made Star Wars. I'm solely responsible for creating this reality that everybody's this what do you call it, virtual reality program that everybody's enjoying and living in. The more it grows, the more it becomes like a complete parallel universe, like a limbo of its own, like a planet of its own, where they've got Star Wars games and everything, and they create the whole enterprise of it, which is the whole. It's like worlds within worlds within worlds within worlds. This is like a layers of an onion. Like our reality has got wall to wall of shit, and it's just more labyrinths for people to get lost in, more different realities for people to get lost in, so they're anywhere but the truth. What is it? Fucking Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Warhammer, all these different fucking universes. That's what they're doing with that shit, And what they invented now, they've got World of Warcraft. They get all the kids hooked up in this fucking alternate reality, and that's just like a labyrinth that the kids are lost in, and so that they're as far away from the real reality as possible. That's what they want them. They want the kids well away from it. Call of Duty, that's like a whole big fucking reality. These are like universes in themselves. So they create like universes in the reality itself. All these different universes. They're loving it with the games. They've got the kids. They've got your kids on the games. And the games are alternate universes they create. And then they keep the kids hooked on that shit. Then they keep the kids far away from their power as individual creators, as individual, made the likeness of God, where they don't have to hook up to no pre-made reality that somebody else has made, and they can create their own as they're walking into it. They can write songs, they can paint, they can do it, they can do it. So sorry for kids to learn from it, but that's what they're doing with the games and things. That's where science fiction's at, and that's what that is. It's never science fiction, science fact. Nothing is ever. So you can only learn from alien films and things and understand that these things are basically the truth. Because nothing comes from nothing, you know. people's perception or people's ideas that people generate are basically come from God. That's what happened basically. Like Moses got them. He didn't perceive God in a burning bush. These are exaggerations. He maybe had a dream. Or had an idea of God. Gods don't manifest like concrete physical form. They in like the Bible of things, they would basically over exaggerate. Like Moses was so special. That's what they wanted to believe. But the Buddha was so special, or Muhammad saw, you know, Allah manifest with his sword, and he was standing. I read the Prophet Joseph Smith of the Book of Mormon, right? The Mormons, and they said, there was angels and things manifesting, and they were blah blah, blah blah. They were such and such. They made it out to be like completely amazing. So did people are mind controlled. So did people think, oh, I could never have that experience. I could never be like him. I could never talk to God. I could never, that's why they do that. That's what all that's about. Religious propaganda when they try and tell you that, it was so amazing and the angels appear and above, Jesus and things and the angels of spirituality, which is all bullshit. There were people like us, people exactly the same as us, no different, who were having dreams. They were having dreams. They were having basically like inspirational ideas where they were getting thought forms in their head, ideas that were coming from God, but it was nothing spectacular like the way they paint it, so that you think that you are poor little me and I. Everybody thinks that they aren't in connection with God, but everybody is in connection with God. And God speak to people all the time. Spiritual entities speak to people all the time. Through ideas, through paintings, through poems. Anything that's beautiful in the world comes from God, you know what I mean? So that's just how to disempower you and make you think that, God's only prophets are the only people that get godly realizations, prophets, these special individuals that aren't like anybody else. That's lies, that's how to disempower people. Gods are influencing this world all the time, constantly, and they're still doing it. You know, anything good in the world and beautiful in the world, architecture, paintings, poems, love, all these things come from divine source, divine powers are constructing this reality, and this reality is constructed by spiritual entities or spiritual forces. And it's still working and they're still changing this reality. So that's what about yeah. So I just listen to myself and my cat's in heat, but just listen to myself to understand, what I meant. So leave it there.